Baby, let's do it again.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the San Francisco Giants and their failure to acquire a pitcher at the trade deadline, and if that is going to be a problem for us going forward, what I think about it. We'll look at also the general manager's thoughts and explanation as to why they did not get a starter at the deadline. Not to say I'm totally disappointed, because obviously we got a former MVP and he's having a great year, and that's Kris Bryant, and he's already gone deep, and he has really put a charge into this team that really didn't need a charge, because we've had a charge all year long. But we have an even extra charge anyway, and I'm really excited about the Giants going forward. We've had a decent start since the All-Star break. We have a winning record since the All-Star break. Haven't exactly torn it up, but we're doing what we have to do to stay in first place, and that's good enough. Won 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers, 2 out of 3 against the Astros, and I'm loving what I'm seeing, and let's keep it up. But we have to talk about this. Before I get into it, though, please, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for constant coverage on the San Francisco Giants and Major League Baseball in general. GM Harris explains why Giants didn't add a starter. The Giants made a last-minute splash right before the deadline, and they picked up Kris Bryant. And it's funny because I was so excited. I was saying we need a pitcher the whole 4 hours I was live here. And then when we got Kris Bryant, I was like, yeah! And I was so excited. Everybody was going crazy, and we were trying to figure out who we gave away. And then the deadline was over, and I just completely forgot
we didn't get a damn pitcher.
But we got Kris Bryant, filled one of the 3 speculated needs the Giants were looking to address. A right-handed bat, got it. A starting pitcher, no. Late inning reliever, we did get Tony Watson. So Tony Watson is back. So they addressed 2 of those needs while opting to not add another starting pitcher, which is crazy because that's the one thing I thought we would definitely most likely get. Making the decision not to bolster their rotation, the Giants have in a way made a commitment to Kevin Gausman, who hasn't pitched well lately, it has to be admitted. Anthony DeSclafani, who hasn't pitched well lately, it has to be admitted. Alex Wood, who has been really good this year and a great signing for us. Johnny Cueto, who's been very solid, and Logan Webb, who has been great since coming off the IL. Webb has been very good against a potent Houston Astros lineup Sunday afternoon. He was very good, acting as an example as to why the Giants did not trade for a starter. And here we have a quote from Scott Harris, the general manager of the Giants. I think yesterday showed you why we didn't go out and grab a starter. If we were to add a starter, most people would have expected that Logan Webb might have been the odd man out. He's throwing the ball for us as well as anyone in our rotation right now. We think he's one of our best starters. I think the fans saw it yesterday. That's all well and good, but my concern wasn't that we needed to kick someone out of the rotation. My concern was what happens if someone gets hurt, goes on the IL, and with the way a lot of times you see guys struggling, and then suddenly they'll go on the IL. We've seen it so many times. And so what's going to happen? What if Gausman has to go on the IL? What if DeSclafani or both have to go on the IL? What if Cueto or somebody? I mean, Wood, these guys are not exactly immune to injury. It happens all the freaking time. In fact, they've all, except maybe DeSclafani, have spent some time on the IL this season. So I just thought for some depth, I didn't think we had to go get a Max Scherzer. I'm just talking about a decent starter who has big league experience and someone that we can halfway trust going out there. And instead, our depth after those 5 is kind of shaky as far as starting pitchers go, but we'll take a look at who we might have before we get out of here. A common debate that pops up every year around the deadline is whether buying or selling can convey a negative message to the rest of the clubhouse. If a team is looking to add talent, does it mean they don't believe in the players already? I don't think that anybody in-house thinks that. They want to get help. They want a little bit of help. You know, let's go. Let's try to win the World Series. I don't think anybody in the clubhouse is like, oh, so you don't believe in us? I don't think so. If a team ends up selling, does it mean they've waved the white flag? Now, that does mean that. Definitely. Like when the Mariners traded one of their better relief pitchers, Graveman, yeah, the rest of the Mariners players were like, are you freaking kidding me?
Dude, we got a chance here. What are you doing?
We wanted to show our confidence in him and the rest of the rotation that this is a group that has performed well, and we believe in this group. I think that's one of the reasons we didn't go out and get a starter. Again, that's great to show confidence, but people have been mentioning Cole Hamels to me, and that's like an amazing choice right there if he's, healthy and looking pretty good. He barely pitched last year, and then in 2019 he actually pitched very well. He's obviously older, but that's what I'm talking about. We don't need a top of the rotation guy. I just want some depth. There's a few other options. Not too many free agents out there. I don't think we want to bring Jeff Samardzija back after what we saw last year, but he hasn't. That's just risky. I mean, might as well throw out Tyler Beatty or something. Because at least he's been pitching. competitively. And the same goes for, we have Sanchez back off the IL. So that's very important to remember that we do have Aaron Sanchez still. And some other options possibly in AAA that we could go to. I don't think you want to start a Scott Kazmir right now. But if the injuries happen, you have to do it. That's why I thought just one other guy for some extra depth. But if you're going to go sign someone who hasn't pitched all year, I guess we might as well go with Aaron Sanchez or somebody, or Tyler Beede or something like that. So really, I thought we should grab somebody who was pitching well this year at the trade deadline, and we did not do that. With the moves they made this week, the Giants have succeeded at both adding talent and continuing to instill confidence in the group that has helped them claim baseball's best record thus far. So basically, the bottom line is they're saying we want to continue to instill confidence in our rotation, our team, and say, hey, we believe in y'all. And that's fine. And I think the fact that Aaron Sanchez is back off the IL, that adds that extra depth. And, we do have Tyler Beede in AAA. Obviously, one of our big top draft picks, big prospects. He's just coming off Tommy John. Pitched a little bit in the big leagues. He didn't look that great. We sent him right back down. You can see in the minor leagues, he's 0-5 in 14 starts. 44 innings pitched. He has 47 strikeouts, but a really bad ERA of 5.73. So, just, he hasn't been pitching well in AAA. I don't see how we can expect he's all of a sudden going to be, big time in the big leagues, especially in a playoff position. There's also the lefty Sammy Long, has to be mentioned. That's another option for us. So Sammy Long could always be brought back up here. He pitched well at times and not so well at times. 5 starts in the minor leagues, 1.9 ERA, 39 strikeouts and 23.2. The dude is legit. When his control is there, he is very, very good. So Sammy Long is another option. And I also mentioned Scott Kazmir. Kazmir wasn't that great in the big leagues. I mean, he's kind of a comeback guy, 37 years old. He had a big league career, was kind of gone for a while, and he came back. So that's a great story, and he's pitching okay in the minor leagues. I mean, if it's an emergency situation, he's there. But other than that, you know what? I think that we might be just deep enough that we didn't have to make a trade for a pitcher. That's what my target was in my mind, like a starter. But hey, if you're going to get Kris Bryant in that lineup, and you do think about the depth that we do have, several options, Sammy Long, Tyler Beede, we still have Aaron Sanchez, and, we have some others that we could go to if needed. We could throw a bullpen game like the Dodgers have been doing if we had to. I mean, it's probably fine as long as our starting rotation doesn't start falling, like flies. As long as there isn't a whole bunch of injuries, we'll be fine. But really, the most important thing is we got to get Gausman back pitching like Gausman somehow, and we have to see DeSclafani kind of figure it out because he has had some tough games. But I think they will be okay. But going to the playoffs, it is a little bit scary. Our rotation, a little bit worrisome, but as long as the offense continues to click, keeps putting runs on the board, hey, we'll be all right. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think we should have traded for a starter? I did at the time after doing more research. I think that we'll be okay. I think we could have used one. Do you think we should go out and grab a free agent? One of the guys I mentioned, maybe not Samardzija. Love you, Shark, but I don't think so. But what do you guys think about the Giants rotation? Is it going to be fine? Am I worried for nothing? Is it deep enough? Do you mind throwing out, one of these guys in a playoff game, Sammy Long or something like that? One of the guys not one of the main 5. What do you guys think? I mean, overall, I don't know. I don't know what to think, but we didn't grab a starter. And there's no reason to it. As far as a free agent, I just kind of worried about grabbing a free agent. It sounds cool to have a Cole Hamels all of a sudden here. But at the same time, if we're going to do that, we would have to see them pitch, in the regular season a little bit before trusting them in a playoff situation. So if the Giants want to do something like that, they better do it quick, in my opinion, and grab a free agent. But since they didn't trade at the trade deadline, I don't think they're probably going to grab a free agent pitcher unless we start getting injuries. So let me know again what you guys think. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. We're going to talk to you next time.
When the Giants come